Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who are aficionados, fans of the big band sound, you're in for a special treat because this particular show on public television pays tribute to one of the last great kings in the big band business, a guy we all know lovingly as Woody, or the Chopper, the great Woody Herman. And so tonight, ladies and gentlemen, a bunch of his good friends, we've come together for a very special tribute to the man himself. And as the show goes on, you're going to see some of the biggest stars in the history of this business all paying tribute to the man himself we know as the road father of American music. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Woody Herman.
WIS and the Sika stations present Woodchopper's Ball, starring Woody Herman and the Young Thundering Herd. With special guest Joe Williams, Clark Terry, Pete Barbutti, and the Dukes of Dixieland.
Good evening. It's lovely to be here, and you all look lovely, folks. Thank you very much. I'd like now, if I may, to do one that I first introduced on records in 1900, and I thought I'd repeat it tonight. See if there's anyone here of my vintage that's extremely early American. But I'm cool because I'm still younger than the president, so... Without further ado, here's the ever-loving Woodchopper's Ball. 1, Oh, yeah, I hear you, my man. Mark Lewis, trumpet, Mark Lewis. And I'm very proud to have Mark as a member of my trumpet section because his dad was a member of my trumpet section back in the late 30s and the mid 40s. A great jazz trumpet player, Cappy Lewis, and I'm very pleased to have Mark in this band. I want you to hear my rhythm section. Oh yeah, I hear you, Brad. Oh yeah, you smoking now, Brad. Let me hear you. Yeah, one more time. You're burning now, man. At the piano. All right. Here's our bassist. This is Mr. Lynn, my man Lynn. Oh, walk it on down, baby. Oh, yeah, you're cooking, all right. That's Mr. Lynn Seaton. How about that, Apple? Don Downs, trumpet, and all the lads. Yep. Thank you so very much. You're very kind. I would like to do a tune for you now that we heard, the boys in the band and myself heard in the south of France, somewhere near Nice in France, where we were playing a jazz festival, and we heard a modern day group, small group of all-stars do this tune. And I particularly want to play it tonight for the young people that might be here, wherever you are, because it has a modern day kind of beat, and it swings like mad. It's pure funk in the vernacular of a hot jazz player. Here's a tune called Pools, and it sounds like this, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Tiberi, tenor. Thank you. at the drums. Jim Rupp.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dukes of Dixieland.
What a tom, what a tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Barbutti.
You know, there was an era right after Dixieland, if we handle it chronologically, boss, and it was, I think it was one of the greatest eras in all showbiz. because it was the era of the big bands. Now, this is before you even got into the big band business. And it was the era of the big band, but it was sort of legitimate. You know what I mean? It was like the time when you went to a dance hall to dance.
I remember that.
Yeah. Or you went to a bowling alley to bowl.
Right.
Or you went to a ballroom to have some fun. So we'd like to go back to that era. It's a late Tuesday, I think. We'd like to go back and deal with that, if you can remember. First of all, the leader of every band in those days was always two things. He was always the worst musician, and he was always the fourth trumpet player. Well, people used to say, gee, how do you get to be the leader? Well, he owned all the music stands, which had his initials on. He owned the green ties, which went with the maroon knit coats. And he owned a 46 DeSoto with a rack on top. Now, you and I are old enough to remember that car. It was a great car, had a lousy heater. Remember, it had a knob under the dashboard, and when you turned it up, the knob glowed brighter and brighter, and the battery in the car died. And nothing got hot but the knob, which is an old Navy song. I never heard that. So what I like to do now, boss,
yes.
I'd like to go over there and sort of relive those days. So if the people out there in the audience and at home can pretend they're in an old dance hall, you know, on a Tuesday night, late Tuesday or early Wednesday.
Right.
And the whole band is set up, but they're just isolating on the fourth trumpet player. In every dance hall, in every town, this guy looked and sounded like the guy I'm going to show you right now. Okay? Here we go. We'll do number 14 in the red book. When all you guys on a bus to Phoenix after the gig tonight, don't fool with the girl singer. Nothing in a hubcaps coming back from Juarez this year. Okay, here we go. Get it up. Here's it, Meg. 8-bar introduction. Here we go. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, Clark Terry.
on him on the beat, leave it put the home. She him on the bound, sound on leave him down. She on the little, the people live the hound, the heat, cause she give on home, the hound, people let him on. She on him on the ground, the hound, people on the little stop. She on the people to live on, she bound to go on the flown down. Slap on your hound, the evil sound of the bone to give up. She could go on the hound, the evil sound of the bone, the whole evil of the devil. She's fleeing the scar, the scar of the hand, the evil sound of the bone, the family. She's falling the skill, it's calling hand, the devil, the liver. She could solve the whole evil. Woo! Even on the hold him on little beat. She on beam on the house now. She on him on the beat, on down, she on beam on the beat. She won't let the baby go to home, they go to level down. She won't leave on the ground, they won't live on the top. She will on the level down. She get on the on the ground, they on the level ground. She gon' leave on the ground, they go down on the ground. She gon' leave on the ground, they go. She's the only, but she can leave on the bones, the hibble, the hibble. The painless clone for the happest clam, the hit is king for the hottest gunner. It is spit is on the fling, the horn is clean, but it's home, the hunt is gone and on and on. It is with all the thing, but it's skin and the hunt is gone and on. But it's school, the band, the hunt is long, cause this thing was found, the hunt is gone and on a hollow. But the school the hang, but it's filled the hump, the hip and skull, the hood is loud, it is found the hugging, the holding differ. But the school the hide and feel the hide, the school and the hiding guy, it is called the have the given gaff. If I'm to have the given gaff, if they can't lift off the hide isn't the hiding the hook and glide, they find the skin again. But they find the hole, they find the hole, and the skin is claw, they find, or they scorn on this guy. And the school will hang for the hind is client, if it's gloom for a scaring to hang. But they find the slider guy to buy.
What the hell is he talking about?
It's the fling that's gone. The thing is clean, but the hand is good is gone, but the screw the hand. But seriously, if the faffens climb, the hive and the hoofens give it the hiffen glom, the hang, it is cold, the him, the hang long, the hoofen gar, and the thing that's climb, the hottest glom, and the school the home for the hattest glom, but the bloom for the hungers glom, but the schoon is gay. Now the flippin' sklow, the haven't of the hoodish sklow, the found the kicker, but the ginkle, oh, the ginkle, oh. The ginkle is a final scarf to hang because the ginkle and the hood scarf, the hundred scarf was kind of the haven glass, you see. They were, yeah, but the hack is clone, but the flim, the hive, the home, but the schoon, but the fin, the horn, but the skin is got behind the horn for. Where's the beef? Oh, yeah! Woo!
That's Mr. Blunt Jerry, ladies and gentlemen. How about that man? A long time ago, my very first job with my own band was in 1936, and we opened the Roseland Ballroom, and just a very short time later, they brought another band in to join us on the other bandstand, and they brought him up from Kansas City, and that was my first and is my first recollection of the great Count Basie. And he's one of my loves, and I'd like to play a musical tribute to the memory of the one and only Count Basie. 1, 2, 3. One more time. One more time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man who sang with that band as no one else ever could, and certainly the greatest blues singer in the whole world, Mr. Joe Williams.
One, two, three, four. I've got a mind to ramble, got a mind to go back home. Got a mind to ramble, got a mind to go back home. Got a mind to be a good man, leave all you pretty women alone. Women screaming murder, and I even raise my hand. Women screaming murder, and I ain't even raise my hand. If you wanna be my baby, you gon' have to come under my command. Some people make love in the winter, and others make love in the fall. I make love early in the morning 'cause it's the coolest time of all. Love my baby, but she won't behave. I'm gonna follow you, baby. I'll follow you to your grave. Some people like 'em tall and mellow, some like 'em short and brown. But you can't tell the difference when the sun goes down. I love my baby, but my baby won't behave. I'm gonna follow you, baby. I'll follow you to your grave. Oh, your grave. Brother. Oh, man. We thank you. We thank you. Here's an arrangement by the great Billy May for the motion picture All of Me, the theme song, which incidentally we sing in the motion picture. Here we go. 2, 3. All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I want to lose them. And take my arms, I want to lose them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart, so why not take all of me? of me? Or why not take all of me? Oh, can't you see that I'm no good without you? Oh, take my lips, I wanna lose them. And take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you? You took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me? Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips, I wanna lose them. And take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on without you? You took the best, so why not take the rest? And why not, 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 and why not take all of me? How about this Herman Orchestra? Woody Herman and the Herd. Gentlemen, thank you.
The great Joe Williams, my man. All right. Thank you. I would like to do another for you, if I may. And this is a great bit of Americana that I did at my 40th anniversary. And it's written by probably America's greatest living composer, Mr. Aaron Copland. Here's our version of a piece called Fanfare for the Common Man, and that takes in all of us. It goes like this.